All right, folks, what is going on? It is Thursday night. It is Wrestling Outlet. I am Boxman. I hope Smark's going to join me tonight. Maybe he forgot it was Thursday. I don't know. I don't know if that opener worked. It didn't show in the little VU bar meter over there, so I don't know. I hope that new opening worked. A little loud. Need to turn that bad boy down a little bit. I'll take care of that. Sorry about that. First time using it. First time using it. Sorry. But yeah, like I said, hopefully Smark will join me. Right now, I'm Boxman. Nice to see you guys. Glad you're joining. Glad you're listening. But yeah, not a huge news week. I will admit I was a bit of a bad wrestling fan. I did not watch Forbidden Door. I saw some things, obviously, like can't really dodge them if you're on I'll button this up. Y'all don't need to be looking at that. I'll you can't dodge stuff if you're looking at Facebook or going on YouTube or anything. So I did see a few things, probably really all I needed to see, but we're pretty far off of that. That happened, Sunday night. So it's, we're 4 days past that now. So it's all right. No big deal. You probably already listened to it. You know the reviews. You know what happened. And it's just me here. I got my dogs in the room because they wouldn't get out. So y'all may hear footsteps. You may hear collars dragging. You might even hear barking. I guess I can go let them out. There is a pause button. I didn't know that on OBS. I finally see it. I'm going to pause and go open the door. I'll be back in just a sec. I don't know how this works. Let's give it a shot. Be right back. Right back. SBC. Sorry. You guys want to go? Go. No fighting. Said no fighting. Right. One sec, everybody. Sorry for the Zubaz you all just saw. Sorry about that, folks. Smark, give me 1 second. I'll be online in a minute. Let me do one quick thing. You can hear me, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I can hear you. Look at that. Give me 1 sec. Let me exit out of here. That should drop that video. And I can go ahead and put us up on video while we're waiting for that. Well, right now it's just a really big shot of you, but we'll fix that in a second here. Let's
I
get.
don't think that's something that needs to be fixed.
I'll leave you right there then. That's fine. I could do that too.
A little bit more leg. This would be a nice little.
Oh, geez.
Giving the people what they want.
All right. I think we're back live. I don't know. I hit the pause button. I don't know if it was still recording or not. But anyway, wow. Now the fucking dogs want to go out. Oh my Lord, this is going to be a rough night. It's just me here, dude. It's just me.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying that it was going to be that way last week. We were talking about that.
Yeah, the wife's camping with the kids at the scout camp. So she's down there. She's like 2 hours away. And they're coming back tomorrow. But in the meantime, let me see if they just lie down. They've only barked twice. Twice isn't bad. Let's just give them a fucking minute. But yeah, sorry about my Zubaz there, everybody. Sorry about that. I got on pink and black Zubaz. I do.
Pink and black, huh? Paying tribute to one of your favorites.
Look. The wife thought they were purple when she saw them, but as you can see, they are pretty pink. I would go with pink.
They kind of look purple in the camera light.
Yeah, they're purplish, pinkish, but whatever. I got Zubaz. That's what I got. I like them. They're good. They're good stuff. Good stuff.
Very good.
So,
very good.
Yeah, and looks like the pause button is only for the recording. So, okay, that's fine. No big deal. It'll still be on YouTube. So, whatever. That's right. I do the show in Zubaz. Y'all got a problem with that shit? Sometimes I have on Christmas pants too.
Hmm.
Christmas Story pants every now and then. Got Ralphie on them. Got the leg, everything. Sometimes I do that too. Sometimes I do.
I understand.
Sometimes I do. But Mark, let me share the screen with you here so you can see what we're looking at. Oh, I shared the wrong screen. Hold on. You don't need to look at the whole screen. There we go. Now that's what you need to check out. There we go. All right. Since we didn't have that ready, there you go. Now you should be looking at what you need to look at. That shouldn't be a problem from there on out. All right, Smark. Anything interesting with you before we kick this bitch off?
Not really. Just been hanging and banging. How about you?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, I've been here kind of all week by myself. She left Sunday night, the wife, the kids, and honestly, by Monday night, I was like, man, it's really too fucking quiet. And I've slept like shit without people here.
Yeah, that's usually how it works when you're accustomed to sleeping in certain situations, scenario settings, whatever, and it changes. It becomes a lot harder to get kind of sleep that you normally would.
Yeah, it's the weekend. I didn't sleep very much at all. Like I said, we were up all night, but Sunday we were up early, and then I've slept like shit all week from Monday, Tuesday, and she'll be back tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow night I get some fucking sleep. The wife will be back, the kids will be back. It'll be loud. So
Just the way you like it.
I did play some GTA 5 though. I did do that.
Yeah, very good.
I don't know if y'all know, but you can go on Grand Theft Auto 5 now online free. Yeah, the PS4 isn't even charging anymore.
Interesting.
I canceled my account, has to be a year and a half ago, for the PS4, and jumped right online. Got killed in like 2 seconds, but I jumped online for about 10 minutes. But yeah, GTA 5 still going strong.
It will be for quite a while. There's all kinds of new content that they add in, all kinds of things you can spend your actual real life money on in that game. So it's a revenue stream for them, and so it's going to keep on rolling for years to come. Probably not going to get a Grand Theft Auto 6 for quite a while.
Dude, they've been promising GTA 6 for what, like 8 years now, maybe more, 10, maybe a decade at this point. I don't know I can't remember when GTA 5 came out.
Want to say 2013 on that one.
So we're going on a decade. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Awesome. Speaking of, I guess timestamps, I believe a few days ago was the 25th anniversary of the Foley Undertaker cage match, and they decided to get together and watch it back. There's a YouTube video if y'all want to check that out.
Nice.
It was pretty funny. Foley's laughing, Taker's laughing, and it's like, man, you fucking threw this guy off a cage.
No good times, concussions and broken bones and the like.
Teeth falling out and all kinds of shit.
Separated shoulders.
Good times, right?
One of my favorite parts about that is when they're trying to stall for time, they're trying to figure out what to do because they don't know if he's going to be able to wrestle again. So Terry Funk just decides to pick a fight with the Undertaker to kill 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, it was a little odd at that point, but no one fucking cared, man. It was that match was so sick. No one gave a shit what was going on. Just Foley coming back. He doesn't remember half that shit.
No, it's all kind of chronicled on Beyond the Mat.
Right, exactly.
Because he calls him, he leaves the message where he's just incoherent and rambling.
Yeah, exactly. And after the The Rock and him, The Rock and Foley, that Royal Rumble.
And showing the wife and the kids watching him get hit in the head with the chair over and over and over and over again. That was rough.
Yeah, you see, that doesn't the chair shots don't bother me. You know what? Everything afterwards. The Rock was pretty much a dick afterwards, but the kids crying. You see them now; they're obviously both fine, but Noelle.
Well,
Noelle is actually fine, but
okay.
I mean, but I think Dewey's
I
doing
would say more of
something.
just like a personality assessment. They're both kind of strange people, but I mean,
Well,
so is Dad. So it's all it runs in the family. It's all good.
yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So, fucking dogs are barking. Now, did you watch Forbidden Door?
I sure did.
Ah, I did not. I'll tell you what. Why don't you go ahead and go through Forbidden Door while I let these dogs out? Eventually, I'm going to have to let them back in. So, Smark, I will, the floor is yours, sir.
Oh boy, I get the time fill here.
I'll be right back.
Um, sure. Well, I mean, I'm good at it, just singing, and I know you can hear because you have the headphones, so you'll be able to hear me serenading the people. Um, Trying to remember everything that happened. I really enjoyed the show. I mean, the match was basically a three-match pay-per-view because you had the Sting, the six-man Sting, Darby Allin, Naito, and Jericho, Sammy, and Suzuki. That was really good. Then you had the Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay match, that was the one that everybody loved. Everybody said that was like the best match of the night. That was like the match of the year. Some people are already calling it that. I actually liked the main event more, the Brian Danielson O'Connor match, because there was not as much shenanigans. Because like a lot of the Will Ospreay Kenny Omega match was like largely built on Don Callis. Like there's a lot of Don Callis involvement. So there's a lot of like fuckery, as we like to use that word around here.
Mm.
And the main event was basically just straight up wrestling. So there was less bullshit. There was less, stuff going on storyline wise. It was just straight up 20-30 minute match.
Mm. And Danielson broke his arm.
That is the funny thing, is like, I don't know if you've been following along on Twitter and stuff like that, but there was like kind of a mini bitch fit of just like a bunch of people arguing and fighting about during the Kenny Omega Will Ospreay match. Will Ospreay used the Tiger Driver 91, and he like Omega basically landed on his head,
Mm.
and he was perfectly fine. But there was people arguing whether or not they should have done that, whether it really helped the match, so on and so forth. It was dangerous, if it was reckless, so on and so forth. Nothing came of that. Nobody got injured that way.
Mm.
But then Danielson broke his arm on a fucking elbow drop. Like, that's the thing, is so many people bitch about like, oh, don't do moonsaults, don't do these dives, don't do these table spots, don't do this, don't do that. Sometimes it's the most basic shit that hurts people. Like, I mean, Draws
Yeah.
got paralyzed on basically what was a fucking spine buster, essentially, because it was a sky high. It was a modified spine buster. And
Right.
he got paralyzed on it. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes it's the most common stuff that ends up leading to long-term or, significant injury.
Yeah. I mean, Sting got basically, buckle bombed, just kind of, which is basically just thrown into the corner and, done. But I mean, we've watched long enough to see that, it is more the small stuff than the big stuff. That's just how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Let's see. SBC wants me to pull up the ratings. Why do I want to pull up the ratings? I don't care. This
I
was
mean, apparently the Rampage ratings were down, but that's not really a surprise since that's the third show and not even the second show anymore. It's not terribly surprising. I don't know about Dynamite or the Collision.
Yeah, no, this is for, it looks like actually last night. This is a big picture with trends and everything. It basically breaks down the quarter hours, and I don't care. It is from WrestleNomics. I gotta be honest with you. I really don't know how to break this down. All right, let's see. Quarter hour breakdowns. The viewers are in the thousands. So P2 plus is in blue. P8. Okay. So the demo, I don't know. I don't know how to fucking break this down. I'm not a mathematician. Thank you though, SBC. I appreciate that, sir. I am not I'm not smart enough to do this. Sting almost died yesterday. We will talk about that. That I did see. I did see. And he's asking me to play something that won't get me a copyright. Yeah. Yeah. When someone says you won't get a copyright, you know what happens? We got a copyright.
Of course.
Of course.
It's copyright.
Let's see. This is Conan, the question that will change podcasting. Oh my God, he's going to change podcasting forever. 3 minutes. All right. If I remember, we'll play it. I got it loaded up here. I'm going to leave that one. I'll leave that one. All right. Everybody watch just me just stare into the camera and look at websites you can't see. I apologize, folks. I apologize. Let's go ahead.
I wish I would have remembered to send it to you. There's a YouTube video, Men's Health, their YouTube site. They've been going to various celebrities. They go to their house and they look at their home gyms and their fridge. It's like their nutrition and how they work out and shit. They did one with Arnold. They did one with Ric Flair. They did one like a day or two ago with Hulk Hogan. And what's great is he's talking about how he had to wrestle. He wrestled 400 times a year, which is already bullshit. But because that is once a day and then for over a month, twice a day, which emphatically did not happen. Like I have heard before that there's been times where they've done like 2 shows in a day before, but like over a month worth, I doubt that.
Well,
or months worth.
He's actually said before that really they work 400 days if you count time zone changes.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, time zone changes. I mean,
that's amazing. But anyways, he was saying that he had to work 400 days a year because it was all on him because there wasn't anybody else around. There was no Rock or no Cena. So he had to do everything by himself when he was around. And then a minute later, he says that because they ask him about would you like to have dinner with anybody? He's like, who I'd like to have dinner with is my good friend Randy Savage. I'm like, you motherfucker, you just said that you were the only star in that company in the 80s and 90s, and then you're like, oh yeah, me and Macho Man, we're great friends. It's like, no, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah, we know y'all weren't. There was a certain album I remember, a rap song actually.
Yes, he bought studio time to tell people how much he hated you.
Macho Man knew, bro. Macho Man knew.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Macho Man knew, brother. Oh yeah.
And now those lies are only going to get worse and worse now that there's not even Lanny around to be like, he's full of shit.
Oh yeah, they will. But I don't know. Hogan, I don't know. I mean, he's kind of he really just stays at his little beach shop now. That's where every night, that's where he takes little videos of him coming out and everyone's cheering him on, and he's got his own little beach shop bar. So that's where he goes every fucking night. I don't blame the guy. I would too. It probably makes him, I mean, people know he's going to be there. So that's probably what makes him the money, is people going to see him in the bar. So.
Yeah, Hogan's Hideout. He plugged that relentlessly during the Men's Health segment that I was telling you about on their YouTube channel. I would recommend people watching it because it's fucking funny for all of the wrong reasons. You could just laugh about the fact that he's dating a 22-year-old
who looks like his daughter.
Yes, who's younger than his daughter and also looks like his daughter simultaneously. It is very creepy.
Well, there is the video of him rubbing oil on his daughter's ass, so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Who can blame the guy, right?
Right. Well, I mean, hold on now. I sort of went to default and just agreeing with you to just be a good teammate. But then I was like, oh, I don't know. Hold on a minute. I mean, it's apparently a common thing in wrestling because we talked before about how fucking Natty films Jenny's OnlyFans videos. Well, that's fucking weird. But
yeah, that is weird.
It's wrestling.
Smark, take over for a few more seconds. Doggies want to come in.
There's doggies. All right. Well,
be right back.
You've left me on an interesting topic here because I'm not going to keep this little incest conversation going on. We were talking about AEW a little bit. The video game came out today. I was actually hearing some good stuff about that. The graphics don't necessarily look great, but everybody that I've seen review it says that the gameplay is a lot of fun. So that is interesting. And as a little bit of a spoiler, small spoiler,
All
And
right.
give people a chance to like plug their ears or skip ahead if they don't want to hear it. They have the exploding barbed wire death match in the game.
Oh,
You can actually unlock the shitty version of the explosion.
well, you know what, Smark? Why don't we start with that?
All right.
I didn't. That wasn't part of my news, but I do have a lot of information actually on AEW Fight Forever out today, Smark.
That's right. Head
Today.
on down to your EB Games and pick yourself up a copy. Go to Funko Land.
Go wherever you want to go. Go to your local GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
And
boy. Just know if you want to return it, you're going to get $5.
yes. Even if you don't leave the door, if you just walk around in a circle in front of the counter and then give it back to the guy, you're still getting $5.
Store credit. Store credit.
That's right.
Yeah, of course, of course. So, all right. So here we go. Little Fight Forever news, folks. There you go. Little Fight Forever right there. Why does this look? Hold on a sec. Something ain't right, man. Oh, there we go. I got it now. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so there you go. Little Fight Forever for everybody. Like I said, out today, Smark. And yeah, there are some good game modes on here and some weird game modes. There's a Battle Royal, a Stadium Stampede. Um, you can go look. You can be Britt Baker taking on John Moxley. Huh? What do you think of that?
Fun.
What do you think of that? You can go one-on-one matchups to violent, anything goes, lights out matches. But anyway, we'll real quick go through all the quick game modes, and there you go. I got to tell you, the graphics don't look as bad as they did at one point. But here you go, Smark. Let's do this. You ready? You've got one-on-one.
You know what's interesting about that
please.
game before you go into the game
No,
modes?
go,
There's
go.
actually a bit of a I don't know if it's a glitch or a bug or some sort of a problem of some kind. If you pick like a singles match, doesn't matter what kind of gimmick, if it's just a regular one-on-one singles match, if you pick Punk and then like one of the Young Bucks or Omega, the game just locks up and then you get a letter from an attorney the next day. It's very weird. I think they need to work on patching that. But I mean, all these new games have their share of bugs and issues, so hopefully they'll get it fixed.
Yeah, wait a couple months before you buy it, folks. Wait a couple months. Just wait. Just wait. But all right. So we got one-on-one matches. You've got normal matches, lights out, falls count anywhere, 2-on-2, 3-way match, 4-way match. We have a casino battle royale. Exploding barbed wire death match, as Smark did mention. Ladder match. There's some mini games in there, and there's training in there, and you know what else you can do?
What's that?
You can unlock Aubrey Edwards.
Sure can.
Oh, that's right. The most hated referee in wrestling right now, Aubrey Edwards. You can unlock her game character. Look, you can even kick her ass. What do you think of that, folks? Everyone's going to have so many beatdowns posted of this poor woman. But anyway, to get Aubrey Edwards, you would need to purchase her from the shop for $20,000. In other words, you got to buy the referee. You got to buy this woman. She ain't cheap. She's $20,000. I mean, come on. You could get a fucking mail order bride for that, probably, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you go downtown, it's only going to cost you like $150.
Yeah. But anyway, you can, yeah. And once you do that, and that's it.
I do like how you kind of unintentionally made it sound way seedier than it was supposed to be. Where it's like, yeah, you could buy her if you want her. Like, oh, right. Cool.
I mean, well, you can also, for some reason, AEW decided it was a good idea to throw all the cheat codes out there for the games. There they are.
I don't think that's cheat codes. That's download codes. You can get full version of the game for free.
They actually call them cheat codes.
Do they call them cheat codes? Okay.
Yeah. If I pulled here, I can actually. I'll tell you what. Let me double check here. Let me pull up the folder with the big picture because that picture is actually not very good. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry about that, folks. Hold on one sec. Let me go to desktop here. Let me go to that folder, Fight Forever. Let me go to cheats. And I'm going to zoom Smark. It says AEW codes for every platform. These are cheat codes, dude.
Now, because there's another tweet after that it's first come, first serve. You download, you enter the codes, you get the version of the game for free. But that doesn't work for everybody. That's like the first person that redeems the code gets the game. Like, not everybody can do that. It's not, it's like one use, single use only is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, yeah. I see that. First come, first served. Yeah, I didn't realize that was such a bad picture. I would have cut that down, made that better. Whatever. I was in a rush tonight. Anyway, we can take that down now. But yeah, that, I don't know. I'm seeing mixed reviews on this game. IGN wasn't that happy. I believe they gave it a 6 out of 10. You take whatever stock you want to take in IGN. They haven't exactly known to be the pillar of fairness over the years.
Yeah, so. I was going to say 6 out of 10 for anything that isn't fucking Madden or Call of Duty is pretty impressive, because unless you're lining the pockets, they're not giving you good scores.
Or any sports game for that fact. Pretty much, baseball games. Yeah, Madden, but yeah, right. Or GTA. They all love GTA.
Well, that's always the funny part about the reviews. Like, I haven't checked in on like a review for Madden that IGN's done in the last couple of years, but usually it's like the reviewer on the video is like, well, it's the same shit as last year, and then they just flash like 8.5 out of 10, and it's like, then why?
Because it's still awesome.
Yeah, you can throw a football to the receiver this year.
Oh,
like, all right.
Oh, receivers. Who doesn't love a receiver? Anyway, that's Fight Forever. Like I said, I know everybody can't wait to beat the shit out of poor Aubrey Edwards.
I have two things on this. First off, I'm going to I don't know if this is going to lead anywhere or not, but SPC posted the link, and I'm going to read the instructions on how to unlock the Big Show. However, to play as Paul White in AEW Fight Forever, fans must unlock the legend following a specific set of actions in the game's career mode. Road to the Elite. Road to Elite features different scenarios that trigger randomly with varying playthroughs with this guide. However, players obtain the unlockable character Paul White in one playthrough. This seems like it's actually going to be very long. To gain access Paul White's row, you must lose every match until the last chapter. That's pretty...
Tell me that ain't true.
Oh, that's pretty great. I thought it was something where you had to like turn heel every other week. That's pretty great.
You tell me.
So yeah, the idea is that you just have to keep losing over and over and over again, and then I guess he'll eventually like challenge you, and then you have to beat him within 3 minutes. That's fun. What I also like about this is that they made FTR DLC content, so like I can buy the game and I don't have to get paid to play them or to play as them.
Nice. Is that real? You have to lose every match.
That's what it says. Like, there's a couple of steps, but
what a shot at big head fucking Paul White.
Because step 1 is at the wrestler select screen on Road to the Elite. Choose Malachi Black. After trying various wrestlers, Malachi Black appeared to gain the most success in unlocking the events to get Paul White to appear for the match. Unfortunately, to gain access to the Paul White story, you must lose every match until the last chapter, called Who's Ribbing Me, in Block 4C.
That's fucking awesome and really wrong at the same time.
Also, the fun part is you can apparently you have actions that you can do before Dynamite, so you can like go train, you can go eat, do all this shit, and it says you should skip turns and avoid participating in training, dining, and sightseeing. So basically, don't do shit and then lose every match, and then you can be the Big Show. That's pretty fucking amazing, honestly.
It's pretty fucking spot on. I'm sorry, but yeah, there you go. There you go. I did see where he does plan to come back and have some fun with Captain Insano before he retires.
That is a wild request. SBC says, "Can you guys sing the Papa Roach song To Be Loved?" The old Raw theme, where it's like, "Whoa, oh, never give in, whoa, never give up. I just wanna be loved." There you go. I did it. Boggs won't do it, but I did it.
I don't know it.
Just kind of.
I don't remember it.
It's surreal. That's pretty much it. That's all I remember from it. That's all I can do for it. It's a chorus.
Okay. Well, Fight Forever, folks.
That's right.
There you go. AEW's Fight Forever. So I personally always wait a good month or two before I buy these games anymore. Just think it's a good idea. Plus how long this game took to come out. And then it was like no date, no date, no date. Hey, look, a date.
Yeah. Because they did like a games convention, I think like maybe roughly about a year ago. And people were thinking that it was going to come out soon. Because, why would you go to a games convention to shill your game if your game wasn't going to be ready for a significant amount more months later?
Well,
so people thought it was coming out and it didn't come out. And I was a little bit worried because the amount of like trailers and stuff was very scarce for quite a while. And usually when they try their best to hide any sort of like tangible, important information about the game and gameplay footage and all that kind of stuff, it usually means you got yourself a stinker on your hands. But I've seen people saying, people that I've seen play it have said good things about it, other than just the fact that like the graphics are very divisive, because it's like a combination of like photorealism on the face. They try to have some of the faces look realistic, but then like the rest of it just kind of looks like action figures almost. And like some of the faces are good, and then some of the faces are like absolute dog shit. Like the Eddie Kingston one is terrible. The Jeff Hardy one is good. Sammy Guevara one's not so great. The Jericho model, it's not his face, but it was like when he had a little bit of a gut. So they put in Fat Jericho in the game, which is funny, but mean-spirited and wrong. Like you can, it's a video game. You could make him look good. Like he looks fine now, but like they put in Fat Jericho in the game, which is sad.
Yeah, he actually looked a little old school Jericho last night in that promo he cut. Looked a little old school Jericho there. I didn't mind that right there. Looked pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for the Fight Forever. But I mean, smart. They went to the gaming convention to announce it. They don't know when the game's coming out. I mean,
and that was the funny thing too, is they had like Evil Uno shilling the game, and then like he's not in the game, I guess, which is pretty funny.
How is he not in the game?
I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe DLC later on.
Yeah, they'll probably get the Dark Order later. I mean, what's left of the Dark Order. We'll talk about that in a little while too. I don't have a shit ton of news. I've got like 4 or 5 stories, dude. That's it.
Probably Cody's in the game.
Who is?
Good old neck tattoo himself, Mr. Cody.
Oh, well, of course. I'm sure he had a lot to do with the beginning of the game, and they had said from the beginning they're going to keep him in, no matter what.
Yeah.
So, hey, they stuck to their word. I mean, give him a little fucking credit for that, I guess, right? I guess. Or not. Whatever, Smark. Be that way. All right, that's enough of Fight Forever. Fuck Fight Forever. But it's also a page I can close out and get rid of. So, let's get into what little news I dug up. Smark, if you got anything you want to get into, just let me know. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and go through a few things here. One thing we're not going to spend a shitload of time on, obviously, on this, but it looks like, folks, Randy Orton and his return are imminent. That is the words they are using in the article, Smark. He's been out for about a year now. He had lower back fusion surgery. I don't know why I put those words together. Lower back fusion. It's the fusion and the surgery words that fuck me up. Lower back fusion surgery. Thank you. Lower back fusion surgery. I'd say I got to say it slow, and I get it. I got it. All right. And it looks like, according to Kurt Angle, Court. I can't fucking speak. I need to finish this beer and have another one. I'll be better.
That's right, Kurt Angle's accordion.
Right. All right, you're having too much fun with this at this point, Smark, already. Okay. I don't make fun of you and you can't speak, Anarchy.
This is, I was gonna say, is there an entire like multiple show names dedicated to me fucking up?
And the other half is me fucking up. So
There you have it.
you're right. You're right. It's a good little good little mix there. But all right. So Orton, Kurt Angle, on his podcast said that he has recovered from the, let's just say, the surgery he had back in November. And he believes he'll be back in action soon, saying he is feeling better, has been more active on social media, which is a good sign. And so that's a good thing right there. Now, for what it's worth, Meltzer did say a few weeks back, actually in April, not a few weeks, a couple months back, that Orton was nowhere close to returning to the ring. So it's kind of not that Meltzer is exactly known for being the pillar of correctness, but I don't know. I would actually trust Kurt Angle more than I would trust Dave Meltzer here. I don't know about you, Smark.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as long as he's not all pilled up, I think Kurt Angle's got no reason to lie about this.
This is true.
Then again, he could just be all pilled up. Who knows? I doubt it.
Good old Kurt Angle.
But I would 100% take Kurt's word over Meltzer's word any day on the status of a wrestler and a friend, I believe, probably of his. So that'd be great. That is I don't know much about that surgery. I know a lot of the guys go through the neck fusion surgery. Edge went through it. Stone Cold, Lita, a lot of them have gone through it, and a lot of them make it back. So Orton, hopefully, coming on back. Let's hope he comes back and stays healthy. I wouldn't call Randy injury prone. I would say he goes pretty far spans without injuries, except with that one match when he was literally pounding his fist on the ring and threw his shoulder out.
Yeah, that was fun. I remember that one.
Fuck, man. And everyone knew. It was like, oh, and he never did it again. He never punched straight down like that. Then he started like hammer fisting the ring. So he wasn't going straight down on his shoulder. He was hammer fisting. And it's like, oh, you learned your lesson, I guess, buddy. Huh?
I don't remember how long ago it was at this point, but I remember seeing a video on like Twitter of somebody posted from like a live show. And it's like the beginning of the video is just one guy just asking Randy what's wrong. He goes, "Oh no, Randy, what's wrong, Randy? Randy, what's wrong? Randy, what's wrong?" And like the camera pans down and Orton's laying on the ground. And he literally looks up at the camera and goes, "I don't want to be dived on." And then they show somebody jumping onto like 3 or 4 different people.
Oh,
like one of those where they all just wait for the guy to dive and Randy's just like laying there already. He's like, "Nope, fuck this shit."
Not gonna happen, bitches.
I love the man.
Yeah. I mean, he has his runs where he's a little blah. He has his runs where he's holy shit, awesome. And I don't know. He just he's got his moments. He definitely has his moments. But when Randy Orton is on fire and actually wants to go out there and fucking kick ass, Randy Orton is on fire and kicks ass.
I kind of enjoy the parts more where he does, because he just has like, he knows he has that job security. And he's just like, you know what? I don't want to feud with Big Show. Fuck this shit.
Well, I mean, that's because he has to lose every match. And then he gets Big Show. That's what happens. You go in, you lose every match, and then you get Big Show. So, anyway. Yeah. Randy, welcome back whenever you get back. Have fun, whatever you want to do. So let's go from someone everyone is clamoring to get back to someone who no one really does want to see back in the ring, but this is not about him getting back in the ring anyway. Tommy Dreamer claims that Paul Heyman is the greatest wrestling manager of all time. And Tommy Dreamer kind of compares him to who most people would say Bobby Heenan. And Spark, I kind of wanted to, thought we could kind of go back and forth on this for a couple minutes here. I don't know how long we'll spend, but let's see what we can do here on this one. Tommy Dreamer and Paul Heyman, we know they've always had a little kind of love-hate relationship, but Dreamer does believe that Paul Heyman is the best manager. And he says, most people, here, a quote from Dreamer, people will say Bobby Heenan. And I know Paul would say Bobby Heenan. Fuck! Bobby Heenan is the greatest manager of all time, Dreamer said on the latest Busted Open radio. Statistically, I can say that, but I can't forget it. It has to be Paul. Dreamer expressed that a case can be made for a legendary Arnold Scotland, who managed Bruno Sammartino and Bob Backlund, but believes that Heyman has Scotland beat statistically. He says, and I quote again, Paul Heyman had 3 world champions. He said Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns during their dominant reigns, no pun intended, as WWE and WWE Universal Champions. And this is a debate that can be ended due to statistics in pro wrestling, which is unheard of because we all want to talk about our favorites. But I would say Paul is the greatest manager of all times. He keeps going on and he says, you know, Steve Austin didn't hold the title for 1,000 days, Heyman said. Oh, wait, yeah. This was a different quote. I'm sorry. This is just a quote from Heyman. We don't need to listen to that. But all right, Smark, so you got a few good managers there. I know Scotland is probably a little bit before your time. But and I mean, even Heenan is a little bit before your time, but Heenan is someone that's always kind of been there, front and center. You know, there's a lot of videos played of him. So, would you agree with Dreamer here? Heyman over Heenan or Heenan over Heyman?
That's a tough one. I mean, by the same logic, like he's using what sounds like legit, like kayfabe logic for why somebody's the best manager. So, like, sort of by that logic, would like Jimmy Hart be the second best because he was like with Hogan forever when Hogan was winning shit, and then he was with like fucking the Giant WCW when he was winning shit. So it's like, does that make Jimmy Hart the fucking second best manager of all time? Is that what we're doing here?
I'm probably the wrong guy to ask that because I would say yes, because I grew up watching Jimmy Hart managed everybody. He was all over the fucking television when I was a kid. So to me, Jimmy Hart was one of the reasons I loved wrestling. My dad loved Jimmy Hart. I love Jimmy Hart. So to me, I would put him second, maybe third.
See, I would say that Heyman's probably a better manager, just in the sense that, like you said, just at the time frame when I like came into things, when I started watching, Heyman was always more of an announcer. Like, I feel like he's just most successful as an announcer.
Yeah,
like he was really fucking good at it. Like, I mean, he was good. He was a good manager too. I saw some of it. You know, some of the Heyman family and stuff. It was like Andre the Giant and Haku and a couple other people. He like managed Mr. Perfect for a minute there, and like when Ric Flair came in, the whole Royal Rumble thing, he was managing him too. So like you got to see a little bit of what he could do, but I always just saw him more as a commentator.
Really? Heyman? Or
No, Heenan.
Heenan. Yeah, and again, like I said, he's probably a little bit before your time, but I mean, I do remember a lot of Heenan back with, you know, Hogan or Andre going against Hogan, and Heenan was great. Heenan, and I mean, the way he commentated was the way he managed. He had great one-liners. He was great at talking. And, you know, that's what a manager does. He goes up, he gives one-liners, he talks, he wraps up promos. That's what, that's what Heenan was great at. Paul Heyman also great at the same things. Paul Heyman, though, as could Bobby Heenan, both had the unique ability, though, to make you want to see the match that was coming up. You know, Paul Heyman can talk you into a fucking seat in the arena. Bobby Heenan could talk you into the seat in the arena. Like I said, they both got it. So it is kind of a neck and neck, but I mean, I guess Dreamer would be right here. I guess so. I mean, and again, you kind of have to go. Heenan was the greatest in his time. Heyman is the greatest of our time. So, you know, this is something you could argue back and forth for fucking days on end. And really, the argument would just be, yeah, both. Agree to disagree or whatever. It's just, it's a tough. Mr. Fuji, Duncan Rhodes, and Theodore Rufus Long. That's who NORAB's top three right there. Fuji was good. And if you listen to some of the stories about Fuji and some of the ribs he used to play, it's even better. Fuji was fucking hilarious from what a lot of guys say.
Man, Fuji was good. I like Fuji. I like Demolition. And I think another thing with the Heyman thing is like because Heenan was so good at being a commentator, like they stopped using him as a manager. They didn't use him as a manager as much. He would still from time to time, like I was saying, but if he was a manager for longer, I don't think there would have been any debate. But it was just more of, like I said, I see him more as a commentator because I think when you think about, for a lot of people, I feel like when you think about Heenan, you think of Heenan and Monsoon together.
Very true. Very true. A lot of people grew up with that too. You're right. Another thing I grew up with. So,
because like as another example of that, like he wrestled a little bit while he was doing as a commentator, but I had no idea that like Jerry Lawler was actually a full-time wrestler for like years and years and years before he became a commentator at WWF. When I was a kid, you know, like as a teenager, you start learning this kind of shit. But and I never saw Larry Zbyszko wrestle as a child. So when he claimed to be the living legend, I thought he was just a fucking liar. Like I was like, this guy doesn't wrestle at all. I've never seen it. Because they never even like showed old footage. So it's just like I had no proof of this guy ever being a wrestler, and I thought he was just lying.
No, he's not lying.
No, I mean retroactively, I like again as I grow up, I saw a little bit of him wrestle, so I know that he did. But just at the time, I was like, I've never seen you wrestle. You're a liar.
Nope. He did. He was pretty fucking good. He was the living legend. I don't know. Larry Zbyszko just reminded me of a fucking James Belushi, but anyway. Like a Jack James Belushi. I don't know. Just always did.
I think we need more managers. There's not enough managers right now.
Yeah, you're right. We do. We do.
I mean, what do we have right now? We have fucking like we're talking about Jake the Snake. They're not really using him too much right now, but he's a manager of a sort. They have Prince Nana.
Arn.
Trying to remember like the WWE people. Heyman, of course. Arn, yeah. Running out of people here.
NXT, you've got Robert Stone.
Oh yeah.
Can't forget about him. I loved Robbie E back in the TNA days. Managers. I mean, I guess. Wow, you go to WWE. There's not many fucking managers.
No.
Heyman.
Yeah.
Heyman. I'm racking my brain. Heyman.
Yep. I think for like 2 or 3 weeks they brought JBL back to be Corbin's manager, but then like that I guess just didn't go anywhere. I mean,
well, he literally called him a piece of shit and said you can't polish a turd, which by the way is a lie. You can polish a turd. The problem is it's still a fucking turd.
See, there we go, slick. I mean, not a current manager, but still just slick.
All right, like DJ Z. See my Ion he's talking about. What's his fucking WWE name? God, Joaquin Wild, I believe is his name.
Yeah,
Is that it? Yeah.
yeah, it is.
I knew it would fucking come to me eventually. Shane, Vince, Patterson, Briscoe. Yeah, but they're all back in the day. Would you really call Vince manager?
I don't know if I'd call any of those managers. I mean, I guess maybe Patterson and Briscoe, they were the stooges.
Yeah, they managed a couple of guys. I guess came out with. I guess yeah. I mean, if we're gonna keep going that far back, I mean, Michael
Shane sort of
Hayes.
managed the posse, I guess. Like it's sort of.
Yeah, I guess Michael Hayes.
Oh yes, no, wow, Doc Hendricks.
Excuse me. I apologize. Well, no.
Him fucking coming out wearing the Hardys, like the fucking goth attire. And the
See,
fucking...
he was back to Michael P.S. Hayes by the time he was doing the Hardy thing.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah. Yeah. He was basically Doc Hendricks when he was just kind of an announcer kind of guy.
Wearing the fucking Genco jeans and shit.
Fucking great mullet, though. Great permed, curly mullet. Beautiful.
But then even then, like you look at the late '90s, there actually was a decent amount of managers because you had like fucking Deborah, you had Sable was in the mix. They for a while there brought in Buddy Parker to be Jeff Jarrett's manager, called him Tennessee Lee. You had fucking what was his name, Rob Ellering. He was there for a minute.
Paul
Ellering, yeah, I don't know why I called him Rob.
I'm sitting there going, did he just say something? That Rob? Who's Rob Ellering? Okay. Let me ask you something, Smark. Do you think in this day and age, a public company, do you think they do this, like very little managers for cost effectiveness? They don't want to pay them anymore?
I can entirely believe that. They don't want to pay half the people that are on their roster. That's why they get rid of half the people that are on their roster every couple months.
Y'all wait till this fucking deal gets finalized, which I don't think it is yet with Endeavor. I'm telling you. And it's been reported. Y'all be expecting that big ass bus flip.
Oh man, we didn't even mention Paul Bearer. Like,
oh Jesus, one of the greatest. Thank you, SBC. Yeah. Rene Dupree, AJ Styles. AJ was a manager.
Sort of, yeah. When they brought in what's his name, big tall lad, almost.
Oh, you're right. All right, for a little bit there, Armando Alejandro Estrada. Okay.
Yeah, he's good. I liked him.
See, but these were.
I mean, I liked fucking what's his name, Byron Washington, whoever the guy who made the Kobe that got fired. I liked him. Abraham Washington, not Byron. I combined him and Byron Saxton just like I combined fucking Ellering and Rob Halford. I'm like doing fusion dances with people at this point.
Yeah, no big deal. I knew where you were going with that. I liked fucking Abraham Washington too, and we were doing the show when that joke came out, and I laughed at that. I thought it was funny, but publicly traded company, you can't do that. I get it. I do. Man, Nunzio. Yeah, Nunzio was a manager for a while for the was that FBI or
yeah, I think so.
Football Italians. Yeah. Rene Dupree. But you see, all these we go back and they were great managers of yesteryear.
Mm-hmm.
They're done. There's no, and I mean, it's all great managers.
Which I mean, that also becomes a cycle. Like maybe now, if AEW sticks around for a while, which it seems like it will, maybe you'll start seeing more managers because, like, if people know WWE is not using managers, then there's going to be less people trying to be managers on the indies because it doesn't go anywhere. So I mean, you only have a handful of people.
Yeah, you do. I mean, luckily, and AEW is trying. They do have a couple more managers, and that's good to see. But like you said, a lot of the guys with managers, though, are kind of in the background. Like Lance Archer.
And we've talked about this before, but I'm still, like, I can't believe that nobody's using the famous beat from fucking Lucha Underground. Like, he was good. I liked him. I liked him quite a bit.
Yeah. Oh, Smart Mark.
Or it says Smart Mark Sterling sucks. I kind of agree, to be honest.
I agree. You got him, though. You got, now, would you call Abrahantes for Lucha Bro? Now, would he be a manager or is he just a hype man?
I mean, he's a hype man, but I guess you could say he's a manager.
Why don't we call him a hype manager?
Hmm.
Hmm? Mix them
That
together.
that's gonna work because I mean I feel like it's a little bit racist if we asked to see his manager license. It's like, well, why you got to check him and not the other people? So I guess like I don't know, like if we want, he could be a manager if he wants to be a manager. Is what we're saying.
It took me a second. I'm like, wait, what? Oh man! Now I get it. Ted DiBiase.
That's another one, yeah.
Ted DiBiase.
We probably
Okay.
won't be seeing him for a while.
Yeah. Okay. What about? Okay. So what about Virgil? Was Virgil technically a manager, or was he just a lackey?
Ooh, I don't know if you would count Virgil as a manager
No.
because you could call like you call him. I mean, you could call him even a heavy if you wanted to.
I guess he was more of a lackey. I think we should just leave him as a lackey. QT Marshall, I am not calling him a manager. Bischoff,
No,
definitely manager. Yeah, I do talk a lot of shit about Bischoff, but Bischoff was an entertaining motherfucker back in the day. I'm not gonna lie. He's gotten a little old, bitter, and that's all right. But
nobody will use him because he apparently holds up people for money like on a routine basis. But Sonny Ono, that was also
Sonny Ono, that's right. Sonny Ono. Trying to go back and think of any more great managers that we're missing.
I mean, I don't know if you want to say great, but I mean, Terry Reynolds.
Okay. Decent managers. I mean, just managers that, like I said, they're all just yesteryear when wrestling, the good times we all remember of wrestling.
But
That's what, that's a lot of these managers. But
Lou
nowadays,
Albano, Oliver Humperdinck.
oh, Captain
Uh,
Lou Albano. Holy shit. One of my favorites. How could I forget that?
fucking James Mitchell.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mitchell. Man, I didn't think we were going to spend time on this. What happened?
This is basically just like a retrospective of just like how many managers can we name?
Well, I mean, we just keep thinking of them. And again, they're all gone. So, not gone, not death wise. But
Fucking Jason from ECW.
all right, man.
I like him because I was watching like recent like the old ECW like when they first started the hardcore TVs
Hmm.
and it's just like he keeps asking people how they like his suit and it's always at inappropriate times and it's pretty great.
Nice. Well, all right. Let's move the fuck on here because we're just gonna keep
Yes.
James. I mean, Jim Cornette. You're right. We forgot a huge. How could we forget Jim Cornette?
Not, uh,
How in the hell could we forget Jim Cornette? But anyway, let's. We could do this all fucking night. We're probably missing 20 people right now.
mhm.
But anyways, Mark, you talked about Forbidden Door a little while ago, and we talked about Brian Danielson breaking his arm, but he also came out to a new song.
Yes,
Well,
which apparently according to old Meltron 9000 one-time use.
really, one time,
Yeah,
huh?
apparently it is ridiculously expensive to use that song. Like apparently Tony Khan said it was like the same as like have a wrestler under contract for him when he had to pay for that shit.
That's weird because this article says Tony Khan has been negotiating for years to get Final Countdown. Count. I can't fucking talk tonight. I'm sorry, everybody. Countdown says usage for. Oh, it does say usage for Forbidden Door was the best rate he's ever got, and you're right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's probably why he only uses it once.
Yeah, so
Yeah, you're
apparently
right.
it's just obscenely expensive.
Here it is. It says Tony Khan says cost as much as a wrestler's contract to acquire for one night. Holy shit.
But that's also a very vague term because that implies that every wrestler is making the same amount of money, and that is just patently false. Where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, like whose contract? Are we talking fucking CM Punk's contract? Are we talking the Blades contract? Like that, there's levels, there's layers.
Mm, good point. Good point, Smark. You're right. Which one is it? But a lot of people liked it though. But good stuff right there. That I didn't think we'd spend much time on that, but I just wanted to.
It was fun though. He had a like watching the show, watching him come out to it, he had a fucking smile from ear to ear on his face about it. Which, like, he's supposed to be the heel, so that kind of like takes you out of it a little bit. But like, he was like just fucking grinning from ear to ear, just super stoked to be able to use that song even for one night.
Yeah, exactly. We talked Fuego del Sol last week, SBC.
Yeah. Got the
Yeah.
boots.
He didn't get canned. His contract ran out. That's how Tony does it. He doesn't fire people.
Oh, he's saying that Tony fired him so that they can afford the song.
Maybe. Maybe.
Asked and answered. We asked, like, what wrestler's contract did you pay to use that? It was barely the money that they were going to pay Fuego del Sol.
Hey, Fuego. Need a favor, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Listen, buddy.
I accept that as being like canonical fact now that anytime they license a new song, they just fire somebody.
Oh, shit.
Like Joey Janela got the boot so that they could use Tarzan Boy.
Well, and according to Jungle Boy, they're not using it anymore.
So Joey Janela's coming back anytime.
According to him. Well, speaking, I guess we can slowly transition here into AEW. And let's start with something a lot of people are talking about, and I think we're jumping the gun. AEW Collision last Saturday, only got 595,000 viewers. I think down 27% from the premiere of 816. Now, it's only 2 weeks in, folks, number one. It's fucking Saturday. It's Saturday. And do we know what they were expecting? Do we know what TNT, how many viewers they were expecting? I don't. They might have only been expecting fucking 500,000 viewers on that night. It's not a big television night Saturday. It is a go out and get fucking drunk night, especially for the 18 to 49 demo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what people are doing. Well, they might not be going out and getting drunk anymore. It's, 2023.
That's right. They were staying in and getting drunk.
Cheers.
Absolutely.
No, they're at least going out, though. And a lot of people do. And a lot of people don't want to sit and watch TV on a fucking Saturday. So
it's entirely a mentality thing, but I don't know like why anybody would bother fucking going out now when you have Drizzly. You could literally just fucking download an app and then just have people bring you liquor. Like if you live within an area that you can, where that's accessible, because it's just like, well, fuck. I mean, what's the point? Like you don't even have to spend gas money now, and why would you go to a bar and like pay 3 times, 4 times as much? It's like, fuck that shit.
I wonder if they got that around here. That'd be crazy here, because I mean, the closest liquor store to me is 25 minutes away. I can get
don't know if I'd count on it then, because my old house it was available in, but now the new house that I live in, it doesn't. We don't get it here.
What time liquor stores close there?
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock on every day but Sunday, and then Sundays are usually like, it depends on the store, usually like 7, 8 o'clock.
Oh, your liquor stores are open on Sundays?
Just as of 2018.
Okay.
Because for the entire time that I had been living in Tennessee, that wasn't the case. And now I think 2018 was the first year that started happening. I remember I went to the liquor store on the first day because I felt like that was like my civil rights movement as a fucking alcoholic, was that we finally got liquor on Sundays. I was like, fucking woo. I was just celebrating. I was stoked.
Nice. Well, here, 9 o'clock, closed Monday through Saturday, closed Sunday. No liquor on Sundays. Anywhere. When I used to go see my dad out in Emory, the little town, there was this little liquor store there, owned by a little Vietnamese lady. And it was a liquor store on one side and a beer, wine, and convenience store on the right side. It's closed. But she would go get you on Sundays. She'd go, I go get it. Okay, and she'd go run over and grab you liquor. And I don't know what she would ring it up as, but I guess she would eventually transfer it over. But they're closed now. I'm sure they got closed down for doing that. I would not doubt that they sent a fucking undercover in there to fucking get liquor.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So, yeah. But there were two or three times I stopped there on the way home, and I'd be like, "Oh, forgot it's Sunday," and she's like, "Oh, what do you want?" If you could tell her what you wanted exactly, she would go get it. She would go get it. No one was allowed in the store though, but she would go get it. So you had to know exactly what you wanted.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, closed now. But yeah, I think we're jumping the gun that this is their second show. 2 weeks, folks. 2 fucking weeks, and we're jumping the gun on viewership. Um, I mean, doesn't NXT on a fucking Tuesday get like only like 700 and some thousand or less?
Something like that. Yeah, the numbers usually aren't correct.
Yeah, and people are home on Tuesdays because they have to work fucking Wednesday. So I think we're, and I know, oh, that's their fucking developmental. I know, I get it, but we're 2 weeks in. I think we're jumping the gun on trashing the show, but my God, man, it's like suddenly everybody just so against AEW. I'm not even saying they're WWE fans or stands as they're called, but my God, it just seems like everybody's against AEW right now, and they want this show to fail.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people that do. I mean, there are certain like WWE people or even just people on Twitter that just, I mean, there's a combination of things. So you have the WWE fans, and then you also have like the Cornette fans that just hate AEW because Cornette hates AEW. I don't know if like Bischoff has his people. He hated them for a while. I don't know if like how influential he is at getting other people to shit talk them. But I mean, I will say, as somebody who doesn't really have a dog in the fight, I don't celebrate their downfall, and I'm not like over the moon if they have success. It's nice to have them around, but I'm not like one side or the other. I feel like they kind of went to the well twice with the main event because it was like last week, like the first episode, it was Punk and FTR versus Joe and Bullet Club.
Right.
And then the next week, it was Punk and FTR and I forget who else was on the team against the Bullet Club and the Guns. It's like it's basically the same match, like back to back weeks.
Right.
It's like you can't keep doing that. You got to have different shit.
It would help. It would help. You're right, but I don't know, man. I just think that, like I said, we're 2 weeks into a brand new show. You come to, I mean, look, if it's another month from now and their ratings haven't gone up a little, maybe then we can start worrying. But again, we don't know what the expectation was for a Saturday show. What was the show in the 3 weeks ago in that time slot doing? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know because no one cared at the time.
It's going to be interesting Saturday because they're not going to be running concurrently, but they're having Money in the Bank Saturday, and so it's going to be interesting to see how many people are tuned in for that versus how many people are tuned in for Collision. Money in the Bank's in the afternoon though because they're doing it in England, I believe. Right. But it's going to be interesting just to see like what the engagement is.
Yeah, it will. That's right. They're in London, right?
I believe so.
Are they at Wembley this week?
That I couldn't tell you. I could look it up though. Give me just a second.
If you want
I have
to.
the answer for you.
Well, because I am about to bring up Wembley a little bit. They did let us know also at Forbidden Door that AEW All Out is officially set for September 3rd. Go ahead, Smark.
September 3rd. Excellent.
September. Oh, I thought you had it. I'm sorry. Yeah, September 3rd. So they're going to be all out going on then. I'll tell you, man, they've had a busy time, but they are going back to Chicago, Smark.
There you go. O2 Arena in London.
Okay. All right. There you go. Not bad. But yeah, so they'll be doing this one more fucking time, September 3rd. Don't I don't see here when tickets are going on sale. But anyway, yeah, they did make this 100% official, which everybody knew it was happening. It was already kind of scheduled. But I got a feeling they wanted to make sure CM Punk was a lock and wasn't going to say anything stupid and get himself fired quickly.
And there's still time, but yeah.
So they might have wanted to CYA cover their ass here.
Yes.
So, but that's about it. That's news. That's really all I got for news. Unless you got anything.
Not really. Apparently Jacob Fatu is like allegedly being accused of sort of holding up a charity. So that's not great, but
Like walking in and holding them up. Well,
well, not like at gunpoint, but he apparently appeared as like on a charity show or was scheduled to appear on a charity show, and he took their money and he did not show up, and he's not getting their money back.
yeah, that's pretty shitty.
Jake, let's see, it's from Fightful. Jake's Network of Hope, a nonprofit based in Wisconsin, has accused Fatu of not returning money after he pulled out of their fundraiser event and then ghosting the organization. Fatu was booked for their Hits for Hope event.
Not a good look.
No, Pro Wrestling King in South Bend, Indiana also said Fatu had taken their money and stopped responding to their calls for an event on June 3rd. Harper said a major name from Fatu's wrestling family heard about the incident and reached out to offer an appearance at Jake's next wrestling fundraiser in 2024. NBC 26 reports Fatu has not responded to requests for comment on the situation at the time. Jake's Network of Hope is focused on providing necessities to underprivileged families, schools, and other nonprofits. There you go.
Wow, that's a really bad look for anybody.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking. That's low. I mean, there's. All right, that's kind of crappy. That's kind of. And then there's just downright low.
Well, yeah, because like if it's just a regular indie promotion, it's like, well, you don't know what the promoter's like. Maybe he promised him something and then he pulled out, or some shicey shit could have happened. But then when it's just a straight up like charity event, it's like, that's bad optics.
Yeah, that's like lower than a pregnant ant low. Yeah, that's fucking low. You know how low that is?
How low is it?
I don't know. I was hoping you could tell me.
I thought we were doing like some kind of like Johnny Carson type shit.
No. Just an awful joke that I figured I would throw in. No reason at all. So, speaking of awful jokes, let's talk about AEW Dynamite. No, I'm kidding. It was not. It was not an awful joke. If you are looking at this, you are seeing Britt Baker. Britt Baker did not compete. She was sick. I don't know what's going on with her and what's his name? Adam Cole. Adam Cole wasn't at Forbidden Door either, so not like they needed more fucking matches on that card.
You weren't clamoring for Tony Storm versus the Will Nightingale.
Well, I didn't watch. I gotta admit, dude, Sunday was nuts for me after my wife left. All I wanted to do was sit there and watch TV. And I'm just counting down till I gotta go to bed, go back to work. I knew it was gonna be a rough week, and it has been. It has been. I fucking needed this tonight. I'm gonna tell you that. I fucking needed to just sit here, have a few beers, bullshit, talk some fucking wrestling, chat with you. Chat with the fucking chat room. I needed this tonight, like really bad. So
I feel you.
yeah. This is what the doctor ordered, if you will. All right, let's talk Dynamite because
Let's do it.
It happened last night, folks. That's right. You're goddamn right. It happened last night, and it kicked off once again without fucking Orange Cassidy. I was baffled, amazed. But anyway, It kicked off with John Moxley coming out with the Blackpool Combat Club against Tomohiro Ishii. Smark. Moxley won the match. Now, it started off, they were just kind of, it felt like forever they were just chopping each other.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much Japanese wrestling. I mean, I
Yeah.
like it. I actually enjoyed the match quite a bit, but that's what they do. It's
Yeah.
forearms or chops or just
Yeah.
straight punches.
It was a little of both. It was a good back and forth between the two. And yeah, it was going to, I mean, I think everyone knew it was going to be a good match. Number one, I think everyone knew no way in hell Moxley was not going to bleed in this match. No way in fucking hell. John Moxley does not go up against a Japanese NJPW, New Japan Pro Wrestling wrestler, and not fucking bleed. No. He did not bleed on Forbidden Door. He must have been pissed. He must have
True.
been pissed. He must have been. But I guess mid-match, Eddie Kingston comes down. He started off running and said, "No, I will briskly walk." Okay.
We've all been there.
I don't blame the guy. Listen, again, this guy just had fucking surgery. If he's a little ginger, if he's just trying to take care of himself, I'm not shitting on the guy. I'm not fucking doing it. But I did notice he ran about, I'd say 8 or 9 steps, and then he's like, nope, walking briskly.
You know what it reminds me of is like when like there's a pedestrian that like walks in front of your car and they try to do the polite thing of like they're gonna jog so they don't take up all day, but then they realize that that's too much of a commitment. So they just sort of it starts off like a step or two as a jog, and then it's just sort of a brisk walk.
Yeah, well, it's like a slow down. You start jogging and then you just kind of slow down and brisk walk. Yeah, I do that. I think it's a white guy thing.
Could be.
I think it is. I think it's a white guy thing. That's probably what it is. But the best part about Kingston, he was down there kind of telling Moxley, you know, how much of a piece of shit Claudio is. And mainly Claudio never took his eyes off him. Went in the ring, clapped for Moxley, never took his eyes off Kingston. Did everything, never took his eyes off Kingston. It was good shit. I liked it, man. I fucking liked it. I did. I thought this was a good way to kick off the show. Kingston was a good addition. I'm glad he's back. I'm glad they're not regulating him to ROH anymore, even after saying that these guys at Dynamite are just a bunch of fucking pansy pussies who just bitch about everything. Yeah, it's okay. That's okay.
That's why they had to let him back on the show. Is like it became less of an allegation and more of just a truth.
They're probably like, yeah, everybody knows. So just let him.
Turns
back
out he's right. All right, let's let him back on the show.
Yeah. It turns out he's spot on here. So let's just. No, I'm not going to go on another rant like I did last week on Tony Khan. Sorry, but anyway, this was one of the better segments, a hilarious segment on this show. When you get Renee Paquette, who was all over this show, and you know I never have a problem with that. She's back to with Adam Cole, and MJF comes pulling up, and I love how he's like, dude, I want to congratulate you on getting sick at Forbidden Door. Why the hell didn't I think of that?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. But MJF wants them to hang out and get to know each other a little bit. Dude, I don't know. This has fucking Starsky and Hutch written on it to me.
Yeah.
This is Buddy Cop.
Oh, it definitely is. He even he went through the trouble of making their own little T-shirt, which is on sale on AEW.
Oh, and of course I have the picture of the T-shirts, Mark, right there. Right there. Oh, look at Renee. Look at those snake pants. Anyway, yeah, this was a This was a decent segment. Basically, Cole, again, the shirt says "Better than you, baby." Great, and I love how he looked in the camera. Available on AEWShop.com.
And Adam Cole just got frustrated and walked away.
I know. He's like, dude, I can't. I can't. He looked like he was about to break character, which is why he covered his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he knew that was coming. It didn't look like it.
No.
But I don't know. I don't know if it's really available, but it probably is. I don't think they would tell you it wasn't. So after this, we got more Renee Paquette. She was backstage. We were kind of following up on the whole Eddie Kingston Moxley thing. Moxley is back there just, yelling at his wife.
As one does.
As some people do. And Eddie Kingston walks up and he's yelling, and she's kind of being like the in-between there, like, guys, stop. And then she just goes full on Mama Bear. And she just like puts her finger right in Eddie's chest, and she's like, you fix this because I'm done. And I'm like, holy fuck, she is even hotter. I didn't know that could fucking be possible.
Oh, well, of course, yes. Anytime they're yelling or upset.
Oh, no, dude. I like the authority. I like the authoritative fucking. I loved it. I'm sorry, dude. I thought she was insanely hot before. That just made her even hotter.
It's like, look, if I have to walk through Whole Foods and hear him complain about you one more goddamn time, I swear, Edward. I swear. He's like, all right, I'm sorry.
Edward.
I'll fix it.
Edward.
I hope next week they just go like fishing together or something when they try to like resolve their differences.
They could go see a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was no.
I just like the idea of she's just like, all right, you guys got to find something you're both passionate about, and then like the camera cuts to Moxley and he just has blood raining down his face.
I envision this character called Dr. Shelby, right?
Oh yes, you can probably get him. He's probably not doing much anything at this point.
Wouldn't that would be absolutely fucking hilarious if he did show up? Because, I mean, this is all got to do with Blackpool Combat Club. Wouldn't it be funny if Danielson walks in, broken arm, cast on it, and sits with Dr. Shelby, and he's just looking at him like, I swear I know you from somewhere. Have we met? Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's the perfect way to do it. Is you have him like just do the Danielson or the Kingston Moxley segment, and then like Danielson shows up late, so like he's walking in and like he walks past him, just does like a double take. He's like, "What the fuck?" Anyways, we got to meet tonight
because that was Daniel Bryan, not Bryan Danielson.
Mm-hmm.
So I that would be fucking hilarious to just have them meet up, and he'd be like, I feel like we've met in some other life, somewhere, someday, sometime. That'd be fun shit. But don't worry, folks. That's not the last time we see Renee tonight.
Who's Linda? It sounded like you almost said Linda.
I mixed up two words together. Also, I'm also fusioning things.
I see. No, I did the same thing earlier, so we're all good here.
I just can't fusion surgery. I did it.
Right on.
Thank you. We also found out that Britt Baker will not be wrestling Ruby Soho tonight as she's sick with whatever Adam Cole had, apparently. Or she's sick of Adam Cole. I don't know. That match, though. Well, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, it could be.
Could be. But that match will take place next week. Have no fear. But the next matchup we got here, Smark, was Orange Cassidy. No more Gray Keith Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, I was a fan of Gray Keith Lee. I really was. I did not see the problem with it.
Ah, boy, here's where the division begins.
Okay.
Because it's such a dumb, stupid, superficial, entirely pointless. It doesn't change the way he wrestles. It doesn't change the way how he does promos. It doesn't change anything about him other than just cosmetically speaking. It, I was glad that he went back to the black hair. It felt right. Like it seemed like it was a better version.
Dude. And then he fucking drops his head and there's a giant bald spot. You know what? I don't give a shit. Gray,
See,
fucking
I think he could pull off bald. Like I feel like if
sure.
either if you're not gonna like I feel like bald would have been a better choice than the gray hair.
I don't. I just don't. The gray hair just doesn't bother me. I actually thought it was not just natural. What's wrong with just going out there as you? He's a badass either way. He's a big motherfucker. Even fucking Rick Ross said it. You a big motherfucker. See, everyone says it. He's a big motherfucker. He can. Does him having gray hair mean he can't be a fucking beast of a heel or a fucking, just a fucking big monster? No, no. I
I
liked
do
it.
feel partially bad for him though, because like so much of his career now has been mired in like dumb bullshit of like what's his nickname, like what color shorts is he wearing, what theme music does he have, like just so much superficial nonsense. Like and like I just said, and I do stand by the fact that it's a different experience with the black hair, but I do feel bad for him that like he is a really truly good wrestler, he's a gifted athlete, he can do a lot of cool shit. But then like just so many people are just so bothered with like, is he wearing a cloak?
Yeah, people are really starting to get bothered with like weird stuff. It's like, his hair needs to be dark, or CM Punk needs to lose the gray in his beard, or I swear I saw someone post this. Cameron Grimes has a new look. I don't know if you've watched any of WWE at all and seen him. I heard someone say this was a guy.
Hold on, let me
Cameron,
stop you. Let me guess.
what?
Is it about the chest hair?
Uh, but a little. What are you gonna say?
And I was just gonna ask because I haven't seen the look and I'm looking it up now to see what I think about it. But the like thicket of like Robin Williams-esque chest
Oh
hair
no! You see, all that is
kind
gone.
of does work for him.
Oh no, that's all gone. You see, someone actually said he does not have enough body hair now, and it upsets them. Like, are you fucking what? Now what? Are we looking for fucking dirty bears in the fucking wrestling business now? I don't know, man. I think we need to stop looking at that shit. But I mean, listen, the only person we can laugh at is Baron Corbin's stomach because it frowns at you, which is why he
Does.
wears a shirt. I did see Baron Corbin came back out as the lone wolf. I know SBC was probably like that meme of that guy who's all wet at his computer from South Park. But
I
I
was gonna be politer and I was just gonna go with like the image of like the fan crying when CM Punk debuted on AEW.
yeah, Ryback is getting death threats. Well, he's a big guy. He can fucking handle it.
He is more clean cut. That is interesting.
He is. And I've seen people like, oh, he doesn't have enough body hair. What? Huh?
That's a funny thing though, is he does still very much have body hair. It's not like a fucking full carpet that the man has on his
No,
face.
no. I guess some people just want to see big bears. I don't know. But anyway. See, Norab was happy to see Baron Corbin come back as lone wolf. Now I don't think it'll help him, but hey, let's try this with the guy because they're not getting rid of him. But anyway, like I was saying, we had this match here, this Orange Cassidy, Keith Lee, and El Hijo del Vikingo against the JAS. Now we got this JAS promo, and for some reason, I guess they had a production snafu, but Excalibur just talked over the whole promo.
It probably was a production snafu, but I just want to believe that Excalibur just didn't want to listen to it. But that was his choice.
Not gonna lie, I didn't either. I'm not gonna. I mean, I love me some Daddy Magic, but no, No, didn't really care. Didn't really care. Um, anyway, this was a pretty good match here between these guys. If you look at this picture, though, I mean, look, I mean, you got giant Keith Lee, the ref, Orange Cassidy, and then the one dude who looks like a fucking action figure.
I want to double back when we're done with this,
Please.
but yeah, well, that is the thing. It's like again, people complaining about superficial shit. I really enjoy Vikingo.
I'm not
Like he's
complaining.
one of the best high flyers ever, or like currently right now. I don't want to say ever. That's not. But no, what I was gonna say that too is like I was watching the match. And I was like, that guy's really fucking small. Like just he's like really tiny. Like even like just like I've met Orange Cassidy. Like he's not the tallest guy in the world, but he looks like he's about 3 or 4 inches taller. It's like he's just a small dude.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not making fun of the guy. I mean, there's a lot of tiny guys out there. I'm just saying this camera angle is not flattering. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. Um, let's see how happy SBC was. Big Baron Corbin fan. He was so happy he looks like, oh, he was SpongeBob happy. Okay.
Ah, SpongeBob parody.
SpongeBob happy. Okay.
Okay, so what I wanted to double back to is we were talking about the Eddie Kingston John Moxley like argument in the backstage, and then Renee yelled at him.
Mhm.
The thing that stuck out to in my mind that made me laugh was just at one point, like he's like a lot of it is just inaudible yelling, and then at one point you just hear Moxley go, "Who cares about shit that happened in Chicago 10 years ago?"
Yeah.
He's like, I care, just over and over again. And I was just hoping so bad that they would just like pan over, just like to a crying Mike Quackenbush.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that it happened 10 years ago.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Just
sorry that
apologize.
this is still causing a rift in the locker room. Terribly, like he just runs in front of Kingston to apologize to Renee himself.
Oh
Just
man,
shuts him out of the way.
that would be fun. That would be fun. Just apologizing still. All right. So what's left of the Dark Order comes out.
Oh,
Oh,
actually, SBC was saying AEW stopped plans for the Brock Lesnar lookalike and the tattooed guy. Apparently, I saw a screen cap. I haven't played the game yet, so I don't know if this is true,
the
but I think it
mobile,
is. They apparently named the F5 in Fight Forever diverticulitis, which is not cool at all if that's true. Like, that was what the move name is.
I would not want to meet Brock Lesnar in person after that.
Oh, no. Like, if I worked on that video game, I would just live underground for the rest of my life.
Yeah. So yeah, they did kind of stop all that stuff with what was it, the Mogul affiliate or whatever it was?
Yeah, Parker Brodeur.
Parker Boudreaux.
I can never say that right either. The French Canadian shit gets me.
Yeah. Him, Tattoo Face. I think Noreb. That's about the right name for him.
Okay.
And
God,
wasn't there one other guy?
Well, it was Swerve. It was
Swerve.
Brock Lesnar, tattoo guy, and then I think there was another one. Oh, Slim J, the like
Yeah.
fake John Cena character.
There you go. All right. So as you're doing that, what's left of the Dark Order comes up, and they interrupt the Elite while the Elite was issuing a open challenge. So they accept Dark Order. And then Hangman and Dark Order break up. It was sad, but they did. They broke up, Smark.
Yeah.
They did. They broke up. After that, we get Jericho back with Renee, Jericho and Sammy Guevara, and like I said, Jericho looked pretty good here. A little old school, Didn't look dirty, didn't look heavy, didn't look fat. Looked pretty good here, I thought, in this little video. And Jericho threw out a whole bunch of stuff and trying to be poetic. I don't mind getting dirty, and it's time for the pain maker, bitch. So there you go. There was that. And then the Elite and the Dark Order have a good match. I did enjoy this match, but after the match, you get Blackpool Combat Club. They come out. They're fucking beating the shit out of the Bucks and Hangman. And the Dark Order just kind of sit there and watch it happen. And they kind of walk away. Like, hey, he made his choice. Let him fucking deal with the consequences. Eddie Kingston comes down, gets taken out pretty fucking fast. Claudio takes him out. And Moxley won't even look at what's being done to Kingston. And then Takeshita comes out with Don Callis. Moxley takes the mic, and we find out TD Arena, Boston, July 19th. Blood and guts.
Indeed.
Oh. Noram says he has a surprise for me in the chat. Let's see what this is from Twitter.
Oh, and for none of the people that care, isn't the old tattoo face is named Trench.
Oh, that's right. That old former baseball player guy.
Good old Trench.
Oh, that wasn't a surprise. Leo Rush has entered the Impact. I don't give a flying fuck. He'll be retired in 3 weeks.
Leo Rush is in the Impact Zone.
Leo Hush gives a fuck.
Good old.
So anyway, we get Jack Perry.
Yes.
We got Jungle Boy, comes out to his music, tells him to cut the music, and we're never hearing that song again. I think we will hear that song again. I don't think it's gone forever. But Jungle Boy comes out and probably had one of the better lines of the night, that he is still young, still cashing fat checks, and he's still banging the hottest bitch in the entire place. Got a point.
Does he have a point?
She's pretty. She's pretty hot. I don't know.
I guess if you're talking about like just the AEW locker room specifically, yes, that's fair enough.
She's pretty. She's energetic.
But I heard that statement and I was like, I don't know. I feel like either member of the Dark Order could make that claim, or House of Black, not Dark Order.
I don't know. Well, yeah, true, but Anna J. In AEW, Anna J is who he's talking about, and yeah, not so bad. But Jungle Boy to come out looking like I really thought this was Danny Masterson from That 70s Show. He really did look like him in this. With the glasses and everything, he did. He looked like Danny Masterson.
That would be a wild gimmick change, and it would actually kind of work if you think about who his dad is. If he comes out, he's like, "Let me tell you guys about Scientology."
And Danny Masterson, by the way, I believe is in jail. By the way.
Yeah, he did some unkind things.
To be nice about it, yes. But yeah, so Smart. Let's just ask right away. I got to ask you: is this going to work? Is it going to work? Jungle Boy heel. You know what? They've got to stop calling. They need to get used to calling him Jack Perry. But
maybe, did him being face work? Because like everybody made fun of him last week for like getting the IWGP title shot, and they said he didn't deserve it, and they were like, literally who, and like all this kind of shit. So it's like, if he wasn't working as a face, what other options do you have?
Well, but when the crowd is shitting on you like that, the best thing to do is fucking just be like, look, and he said it. Did Hook turn on me, or did you guys turn on me? Or I'm sorry, did I turn on Hook, or did you guys turn on me? I said that wrong. I apologize. The crowd did sort of turn on him. They were booing him. You don't deserve this. You don't deserve that. Fuck you. Fuck this. I think maybe was he working as a babyface? Yes. The problem is he can't be that babyface the whole time. He's got to grow the fuck up. You can't always be Jungle Boy. Eventually, you got to become Jungle Man.
That's right.
So I thought this was definitely one of his better promos. He seems a little uncomfortable going after the crowd. Even telling him to shut up. He he did his best to make it seem like he was being genuine, but he really didn't seem genuine in saying it, in my opinion. But I think, listen, this was his first heel promo. And I got to think, I got to tell you, I would say it was pretty fucking good.
Mhm.
I really think it was pretty fucking good. I think it'll work. Let's give him time. Let's give him time. I don't know how. I mean, I'm not. I don't know how much time, but a little bit of time is definitely, I think, warranted for this.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, sometimes it does. Like some people are like kind of just naturally good at that, like even like the first attempt. And then some people they just have to kind of grow into that role. Like I remember when Bailey turned heel first, and it was just like she still like kind of just did all the face type shit, and it just didn't feel right. But then after a couple of weeks, couple of months, she grew into that role. So like maybe he will.
I think he will. I really do. He's just got to get a little more comfortable with his promos, but I definitely think this is something that'll work for him. And now he could take on all those fucking baby faces, but I kind of like. I mean, I guess to steal Solid Monster's name, Hollywood Jack Perry. I'm not taking credit for that. Solid Monster does call him that. But yeah, I think that'll be pretty good. I think I think it's good that we're seeing a different side of him. It needs to be tried at least. Look, if it doesn't work, I'm not quite sure what you do with him after that. If this doesn't work, this is literally a sink or swim situation for him, I would say.
Well, they executed it because they did it on the pay per view, and like you said, you didn't watch the pay per view, but Taz was on commentary for it, and like Taz basically just lost his shit. Like he was saying, he was like trying to like he's like huffing and puffing, but he's like, I'm trying to be a professional, I'm trying to do my job, and like the crowd was chanting, "You fucked up," at him, and he's like, you know what? But I agree. He fucked up.
He fucked. Again, I saw. I might not have watched it, but I saw what I needed to see. I did see that the whole takedown and Taz, and I thought Taz was great in that segment. By the way,
Yeah, and then I took him off commentary for the rest of the night. I didn't know what you did or didn't see, so I figured it was worth talking.
I mean, think about it. Taz went from professional commentator to worried father.
Yeah,
I liked it. I did. I liked the way they did it. I thought it was a good little transition, if you will. So after that, Smark, we get Sammy down there for Q Card Sammy for the picture in picture. We do. Just basically pushing the match later. And then Ruby gets out and she takes on, who was that? Allison Kate, I believe her name was.
I think so.
A Canadian. And again, Ruby was supposed to take on Britt Baker, but did not because Britt Baker was sicky sick. So I like this match. Ruby kind of gave a message to Britt Baker by taking a glove off of the ref and using the lockjaw. Britt Baker's move on her to tap her out. Excuse me. I like this. Now, what did you think of Ruby's promo at the end there, Smark?
It wasn't bad.
Kind of weird calling children that aren't even born yet weak little bastards, but
It's a good way to get healed.
But I get it. I don't know, man. There's just something about Ruby that I just like. When she like licks her teeth, licks her lip. Something about her that's just very sexy. But I like the promo too.
Like she's dirty, but in a fun way.
Oh, she looks like she'd be the funnest chick to just go hang out and have a few drinks with.
I feel like she'd be right up your alley. She has like a little farm.
Really?
Yeah, she has like horses and shit.
Nice. But she does look like the chick that you would just go out, have a fucking absolute fucking blast with. Just going out and drinking.
Yeah.
Except she'd probably get in a fight.
Yeah, I mean, let her handle it. She can handle it herself. She'll be.
Oh, I definitely think so. But I like the promo she gave at the end. Oh, these rookies get whatever they want, and these AEW girls can do whatever they want. I liked it. I thought it was good. Then Smark, we got Johnny TV.
And that's right. Yeah, apparently he debuted on Rampage.
Apparently,
Because I watched Collision and he wasn't on that,
Yeah.
so that would be the only indication.
Which was obviously that's John Morrison. Johnny, I'm surprised they didn't call him Johnny Elite, but I think he's probably trying to stop using every name. I'm Johnny Impact, Johnny this, Johnny that. Former John Morrison, now Johnny TV. But of course, he's going with that because he's part of the QTV, which, my God, if I could have given you any advice, Tony Khan, keep him away from QT Marshall.
That is the weird part about this, is like everybody, it's QTV, so it's like sort of it's QT Marshall's thing, I guess, basically. But like everybody involved is better than he is. Like that girl is better than he is. Hobbs is better than he is. Morrison is infinitely better than he is. Like everybody that is associated with this is significantly better than the person whose actual vehicle it is.
Yeah, and speaking of that girl, Haley Cameron, I forget which one it is, is supposedly now signed with them. And that was a really funny clip they played of her and the Acclaimed, where Anthony Bowens was like, "Did you just say I'm in you? I don't know if you noticed, but I'm gay." And the crowd chanted, "He's gay."
Fun fact about that.
That was a great moment for him, though. He loved it. He said that was a great fucking moment for him.
Christopher Kane says, I didn't know that Jack Perry could cut a promo. So apparently, he liked it.
And again, I still think I think that was decent. I think we give the guy a little time. Let's give him 3-4 weeks at least. I mean, he has admitted he is not comfortable on the mic, not comfortable doing promos. He's being thrown out of his comfort zone here. Like I said, I feel like this is a sink or swim moment for him. This is it. Because like I said, if this doesn't fucking work, if this fails, what do? You revert right back to where the fuck you were? You can't do that. You can't. Well, they can, and they might. But I think he's determined to make it work, and I think that it's going to. I think we need to give him a few more promos. He may not. It might even not even hurt to not even have him on TV next week. Might not even hurt. Might not hurt to have him do some Collision promos that they maybe can pre-tape. Just get him as I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, I would throw him out there live as many times as I could.
Yeah.
Sink or swim, motherfucker.
I mean, that's the only way you get good at it.
Yeah. And if you don't, you don't.
Yeah, I mean, they're also in a position where, like, I mean, they do need young people and they do need in-house talent that they built and developed and that kind of thing. But they're not in a position where they need any one particular person to succeed or fail, Right. Like, they have so many people on their roster. I mean, certain people, like Punk, Danielson, things like that, they need them to be successful. But Jack Perry, not so much. It's not crucial to their success if he succeeds or fails.
No, but with the, I mean, they've already said who his father is, Luke Perry, former, unfortunately not here anymore. But, they've said who his dad is. They've established him. So I'm sure they want this to work more than anything.
Sure.
So hopefully it does. I think it will. I do. Like I said, I'm willing to give him time. I think we all should. I think we all should give him a little bit of time. So,
also thinking out loud real quick, because we were talking about, like, with Jack Perry and, who he said that he was involved with and all that kind of shit, and with Morrison being there, they need to steal a page out of the WWE playbook. They need to do a fucking mixed match challenge. Where, like, you remember, like, they did it, like, once, maybe twice, like 2 years, where they had, like, the it was basically intergender wrestling. It was the male and female tag team mixed match.
Mm-hmm.
And like obviously the women wrestled women, the men wrestled the men, that kind of shit. But you have enough people on your roster that are like coupled up, and then you could create your own little pairings. Like they don't have to be in a relationship with each other. But it'd be something to do because like, a lot of people liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of fun when WWE did it, and then they stopped doing it. So
Mm-hmm.
you should
Yeah,
try that.
yeah, it is something they should do. That would be better.
SBC says they need Tattoo Face to succeed.
No, they really don't. They really don't. I gotta tell you though, that Parker Boudreaux guy must really. You gotta feel a little bad for him because WWE was he's the next big thing. He's the next Brock Lesnar, and then they release him, and he comes here, and they're like, "Oh my God, look at this guy," and then they ain't doing shit with him. So it's like, wow, what's going on here with this guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't take direction. Maybe he doesn't listen. Maybe he thinks he knows everything. Maybe he's just not everything that they pushed him as. I don't know. But
It's weird. It's like the kind of like a wrestling equivalent of like a player being drafted and being a bust. Because it's like people were like he was supposed to be like the next big thing, like literally he's supposed to be fucking the next Brock, just based on look and stature and all that kind of shit. And then like he got the boot, and it seems like apparently they're still very much attached to that Gable Steveson guy.
right.
So apparently he like kind of they booted away fake Brock, and then they're going to be riding with Gable for a while. But then, like you said, he went to AEW, and now nothing's happening for him at AEW either. So
No, I mean, I guess with Collision, I guess we can again see what happens. They may regulate those guys over to Collision, so who knows? Who knows? But let's hit this main event real quick here, Smart.
yeah,
Darby Allin and Sting, Chris against Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. Guevara. God. I thought by now I'd be able to speak.
good old Samuel Guava.
Sammy Guevara. Anyway, Guevara. This was actually a fun match. Sting is trying to prove to us he's not an old man. Jesus Christ. Violet, quit chewing the fucking bone like that. You could probably hear that. She was fucking going off
Yeah, a
on
little
that
bit.
thing. Oh, sorry about that. She was going off on that fucking thing. Sting is trying to prove to us he's not an old man, I guess. Near the end, this really was not a long match, but near the end of the match, Sting and Darby set up a pair of tables outside of the ring. Darby sets up a ladder inside the ring. We've got Sammy down there. Sammy's down there on the table. I don't know why Sammy was only on the one table. It would have been probably better if he was at least in between the two tables. He wasn't. Darby climbs the ladder. Sting is going up the other side, and Sting is just like, me, I'm doing this. And the only thing going through my mind is, that looks kind of far away. That physics isn't adding up here. This doesn't look good. Sting jumps, hits Sammy, but smashes. It looked like, even on slow-mo, it was hard to tell, but it looked like he hit the bottom, like his bottom chin and lip on the second table.
Mm-hmm.
And they slow-moed it, and holy fuck, that did not fucking look good.
Yeah, it just looked painful.
It looked, and he immediately grabbed his jaw and, held the bottom of his mouth like, oh, fuck, what did I just do?
Just instant regret. Just,
Yeah. And I guess he legit hurt himself, which I do not doubt that he legit hurt himself because it looked bad. And again, maybe if Sammy was a little more to the right, it might have helped because he would have probably jumped more. I mean, let's face it, he was aiming to jump right on top of Sammy. So maybe if Sammy was over a little more, I really just think that fucking ladder was too far away. That was a Darby jump, dude. That was a Darby jump. That was not a Sting jump. I do not need to see over 60-year-old Sting die because he wants to prove that he's not an over 60-year-old man.
Good old midlife crisis thing.
Oh, see, he did. He needed stitches in his lip. It looked like his, the bottom little goatee he had there. I guess that's what you call that, or long soul patch. That did look red when he got put in the walls of Jericho for a minute there, or the Lion Tamer, excuse me. Which was it? Lion Tamer.
Yeah.
It did look a little like blood red. But he was kind of keeping it down so you couldn't see it. But yeah, I really, Sting, take care of yourself. Sting. We talked to you for a minute, Sting. You don't have to do this shit. A lot of us have loved you since Surfer Sting. A lot of us loved you as Crow Sting. No one wants to see you get hurt. We don't need to see you doing this. Sting, you want to do this? Look, buddy. Look, Stevie boy. Wait to the pay-per-views. We don't need this on fucking TBS. Okay?
That is actually pretty great. I love how he's just he's like the opposite of what you would typically expect from the older wrestlers. Of where it's like, yeah, gotta have a bump card, kid. Don't be just jumping all over for no reason. And you just see Sting just like fucking diving off of a ladder. Showtime, folks. Woo!
I know, but it's like all this advice he's been giving younger guys over the fucking years. Sting is just fucking throwing it into the fucking wind.
He was holding back a little bit. He wasn't telling them the whole story. It was like, wrestle safe, because someday you're going to be 50 years old, 60 years old, and it's going to look cool as shit when you do a moonsault off a ladder.
I don't know, man. I want Sting around as long as he can. And if you listen to I did watch a little bit of the media scrum afterwards. I think everybody was going to take a peek at that. Sting didn't sound like a guy who was retiring at the end of this year. I'm sorry. He did not. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. I hope he doesn't have to retire. If you know, I know you know exactly what I mean by that. But I mean, if you just look at where the ladder is. Look at Sammy. Just a little bit of his shoulder is over here on this ladder. Okay. Look now, Smark. Look how much of this ladder is just open. I'm not ladder. I'm sorry, table. Right here, you got about what? I would say that's probably about maybe 8-9 inches. Over here, you've got like, these are probably 4. What do you think these tables are? Probably 3 feet wide.
Sure.
All right, you got about 2 feet right here. Open. Do you know what Sting would have to do jumping to actually break that second table?
Right.
Yeah. This was just a bad planned spot. 1 table would have been enough. I don't understand why they had to go to 2. I really don't. I think 1 table would have been enough. But again, I don't need to see Sting do this. I expect Darby to do this. I don't want to see Sting do this. I like Sting. I don't want Sting to die.
Hey, I mean, if he's having fun, let him have fun.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Because like I like that about Terry Funk when he was in fucking ECW, just had no knees and he was doing fucking moonsaults off ladders. Like I don't know how he even managed to do it because his knees were gone. So he somehow managed to turn and rotate himself without actually having knees, which is impressive.
Well, what happens is you take some pills, right?
Sure.
And you feel better for a while.
Well, also the fact that he was like so deep into like he was born so deep into Texas that he just like refuses to accept like medicine as or science in any form. So it's like, I'm fine.
Yeah, we're all just a bunch of dumb rednecks who don't accept science.
And
Motherfucker.
Terry Funk, yeah, Terry Funk has admitted.
No, defying doctors is not defying science. It's
Okay,
it's saying fuck you, I'll do what I want.
gun to your head.
Mhm.
Do you think? And don't take the gun and point it at the gunman.
I
Play
do,
along with this
I
hypothetical.
do have a gun over here.
Do you think that Terry Funk believes in COVID?
Yes, I do.
I don't think so.
I do. I do. I do. I do.
Empaths.
I do. I think Gunner may not believe what was his fucking name?
It's true. I think it was Gunner. I don't know the fucking
I know
Forgotten Son.
I know his TNA name was Gunner. I forgot one of the Forgotten Sons. I don't think he believes in COVID.
That poor guy got like just everybody on the trio's stable fired.
I believe in COVID. My dad had,
You said it like it was Santa Claus.
my dad had COVID.
I believe.
I do. My dad had COVID. I believe in it. I do.
It might have.
My dad got the antibodies because he's got diabetes and over 70. So he said he said felt like I was 30 for like 2 weeks. He's like, my body felt great.
Interesting.
He did. He said he was sleeping great. He was waking up like it didn't. He wasn't tired. He said whatever those antibodies is like fucking a wonder drug. He said they should just give us those intravenously every month. So, but AEW tonight or last night, I apologize. I thought was pretty good. A little meh. Thought definitely the main event was a great match. Good matches, decent show. Not nothing to write home about, but nothing to bitch about really.
Right.
So, dude, I don't know if I want to play this video.
Okay. Well, what's the video?
It's the one that SBC sent, but it's 3.5 minutes long. We're already at over 2 hours.
I'm not seeing.
Oh, it was way back. It was Disco Inferno. I see. It's a Conan question.
Ah, the Conan question. Well, it was supposed to change podcasting forever. So it's kind of important.
Is it though? I mean,
See, I feel like this is big payoff for something that's probably going to be inconsequential, which I feel like is funny. So I don't know.
Fine. Do I have to play all of it? All right. I'm
I
gonna
don't
play.
know. We'll play like a minute of it, and then that'll be your
All
call
right.
to make.
All right. All right. All right. I'm gonna start with a minute here.
This is gonna be great.
Let me unmute. Okay. This should play.
Oh God, they're still on the list. They'll always be on the list. Hugely on the. You know what? This schmuck I did his podcast, right? He's on the list. All right.
What
You know
would you
what
rate
this- you know
him?
what
Wait
this-
one second.
no,
What would
time
you
out.
rate him as a podcaster? 1 to 10.
He's all right.
1 to 10.
6 or 7.
Right.
But I will say he's trying to be funny. Like he kept talking about when Scarlett Bordeaux was there and they were having sex all the time. You know, like he keeps saying like he said sex is all the top stars and you know.
Okay. Is it the type of comedy?
But here's like
it's the type of comedy that isn't good, but he thinks it's funny.
bingo.
Right.
So also, but I do want to say this. Okay.
You know, is it smart to piss off a guy the stature of Karrion Kross?
I wouldn't.
Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not the only one crazy here. I wouldn't piss off Karrion Kross either. And I'm probably this like just the same height and maybe I think I might even be taller than Karrion Kross. Not the point.
Let's see.
Okay, let's go
look
ahead.
her up.
Let's do this one more. All right, let's play a little more.
Get your kazoo ready.
All right.
Oh wait, is this the
Kazoo.
question?
Yes.
I could,
So
you want me to
know
play
what-
it?
Got to record it.
The question that will change podcasting forever. We finally got to it at the end.
All right.
Okay, Joe, do you want to tell Conan what the question was that
I
will change
have
podcasts forever?
I have it here if you want me to play it.
Okay, let's play. Here we go.
Okay. Here we go. Ready?
Let's go for the question that's going to change podcasting forever.
All right.
Are you prepared for this?
I'm
but
ready. I'm
I'll
ready.
be honest. I don't think it's going to change podcasts.
No, I'm ready.
Sure bet this.
Bring it
You
on.
might as well text Conan, text Vince that the game's about to change. So
Okay.
here is the question that's about to change
Here we go.
podcasting forever.
Let's do it.
Who let the dogs out?
And where are they at?
And why aren't people looking after these dogs?
It's-
Well, it wasn't Chris Benoit. He kept them in the enclosed pool. What I do appreciate is that SBC convinced us to play a "Who Let the Dogs Out" joke. That's pretty fucking. And the payoff was there for me and not for you.
It was me. I let the dogs out and they're fenced in. I don't have to fucking watch them. All right, motherfucker? How's
So
that?
is mine, actually.
How's
It's
that?
pretty.
Jesus Christ. I got fucking roped in. I got fucking fished in. I got fucking fished in. Oh my God. We have to end on that.
Karrion Kross is 6'4", if that helps anything.
Oh, fuck that. He's taller than me. He'd kick the shit out of me.
Yeah, he's got 2 inches on me, at the very least. Perhaps more.
You mean height-wise, right?
Hmm. Well, yes, height-wise, and then I left it perhaps more, just in case. I don't want to make assumptions.
I knew you'd get that. Okay, I just made the right motion.
So in the highly unlikely event that he actually hears this, I've complimented him in various ways. I've said that I both fear and respect him. I actually really, truly do enjoy the Jesse Ventura impression.
Actually, that is amazing. And I even feared him when I thought he was shorter than me, which should be a compliment to a man of his stature.
Mhm.
Correct? Right? Yeah. You think so? Yeah, I do. So, on that note, fuck you, Norab. And I think
You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. I approve of your
I'm fucking with you, Norab. I appreciate you, man. I really do. I do. And I saw Christopher Kane hanging out. Christopher coming on in. He always comes in late in the show. But we do start earlier now, which I'm glad because we're about to fucking wrap up and I still got about an hour I can hang out. Relax. Then I got to go back to work tomorrow. No, Norab, don't be sorry. I'm fucking with you, man. Calm down. Don't start
No,
apologizing.
okay. Well, hold on a minute. He does not need to be sorry because I knew what was coming. I didn't hear the clip, but I knew what was coming, and I still sort of pleaded and coaxed you into doing this. So really, it's me that you should be upset with
I'm not
because
upset
I
with
knew what was going to happen.
I'm not upset with anybody. What's the name of this episode? Fished in. Excuse me. I don't know. Why, you got one? You got one, Norab? Who let the dogs out? You might have to call it Who Let the Dogs Out.
Or the question, because then that way you build up to what is the question.
Ooh.
And then that is the question. And then everybody that doesn't listen to this live gets to experience what you experienced.
Let's call it Disco Let the Dogs Out.
Mm.
I don't know. I have no clue. But anyway, I do want to go ahead and get out of here. I have to fucking race like a piss horse.
That's right.
And all right, folks. I think on that note, I appreciate everybody joining us. I appreciate Smark always joining. We will be back here next week, same bat time, same bat channel, and that's it, folks. That is it. Smark unfortunately missed the new intro, but that's okay. That's all right. We'll show it to him next week if he's on time, motherfucker.
That's right.
Fucking making me play fucking Disco Inferno, you piece of shit.
It's worth it.
All right, maybe I am upset. I might have lied a little bit. All right. But, all right.
I'm not upset, and then there's just never a show anymore. This was the last show. Everything's fine.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I played it. I didn't have to. I could have hit stop before I even fucking started. I knew it was not going to fucking go the way I expected. Nothing does. Nothing does.
It went exactly the way I expected.
I'm sure it did, you fucking prick. All right. Ladies, gentlemen, there's no fucking ladies listening to this show. Who am I kidding?